All right, free radicals, welcome back. My name is Dave, and this is the Radical Independent on YouTube. Thanks for watching and subscribing and donating and throwing eggs at your screen and so forth. Just make sure you clean that stuff off, because then, you won't be able to watch the other guy who's on after me, who's probably got a better platform than me, but yet here I am, just your normal average guy who decided to get involved with politics, and what a mistake. What a mistake. Going back to do the music channel, and no, I'm going to keep doing videos. I just don't know how many videos I'm going to do. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Hate to be the fair weather friend here, but the thing is rigged. If you haven't noticed, it's rigged. It's been rigged. I know the people who are hopeful and optimistic and glib, and I would categorize people as glib if they think that this isn't going to get stolen from the people who truly want to make changes to the system. Not just, hey, I've got this policy idea. No, it's anti-corruption versus corruption. That's what this is. All right? I don't care where you stand on issues anymore, really. I really don't. What I want to see is, are you willing to fight corruption? So we can have a legitimate debate about issues. Because talking about issues right now is very similar to, changing the deck chairs, rearranging them as the Titanic goes down. And I know that's a really tortured and overused analogy, but it is. If the ship is sinking and you're there worried about the decorations on the wall, and these aren't just decorations, by the way, they would be in a normal situation where Americans cared more about issues than they did about just defeating Donald Trump, because they don't like Trump, and he's evil, and he's orange, and he's bad, and each day we need to wake up and hate and hate and hate. How's that working for you? You mean, are you running out of St. John's wort? What's going on? I mean, how much more of this can you take? So anyway, this little exchange on Twitter, and I didn't see this event, Tulsi Gabbard, who I think would make a wonderful president, who could walk into the Oval Office and calm the storm. Okay, calm it down. Not because she's magic, not because she's Jesus, okay, but because just her presence there, instead of the orange orangutan, would make life better for so many people. The people who don't like Trump would get their way. The people who want someone who's dignified and decent and who's relatable, they would get their way. And guess what? All of the policy wonks, the people that want serious change, would get their way. Okay? And the only people that wouldn't get their way are the establishment. Okay? So, a veteran asked Tulsi what she thought about veterans starting a third party. Like, if a bunch of veterans got together and said, you know what? Let's do the Veterans Party, or whatever name they choose for it. I'm thinking that we need to revive the Reform Party. That's what I'm thinking. And of course, I got my friends in the Green Party. They're out there too. But we need another way. And I've been saying this since day one, that I was looking at the data, I was looking at the media, and I was just saying we need another way. And it's not rocket science. I say this so much, but yet people just, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Everyone's going to outperform. No, even if they outperform, guess who's there to underperform? The establishment. And they're going to be there to throw cold water on your fire. Okay? And as much as I want this to happen, and I'm sitting here willing it to happen, I'm closing my eyes and I'm going, please, we need this to happen. And it's not up to me. It's not, no matter how many videos I do, no matter how articulate or the lack of articulation, no matter either way, I lose. I lose. And here's why I lose. Because I'm, it's like throwing a stone, little tiny pebble in the ocean. You cause a little ripple, but that ripple, the waves of the establishment just crush the ripples. So Tulsi did something profound, and this was a nice way for someone to kind of get her on record. And I mean, this is a dream come true if Tulsi did run third party. Now, I know, as I've told a few of my friends, that the only reason the queen of warmongers went out there and said, "Oh, they're grooming. The Russians are grooming. The Russians are grooming." It's like, what are the Russians doing? They have a hairstylist there to help Tulsi out. They're grooming. They're grooming her to be. Let me take you under my wing, Tulsi, and I'm going to teach you. My name's Vladimir. I'm going to teach you how to be a third-party candidate that will represent me. Yeah, okay. So anyway, as stupid and ridiculous, just think it through. Even if you don't like Tulsi Gabbard, think of how dumb that is and how it's McCarthyism, it's red baiting, it's all of these different things. And people sit there and they go, okay, the Democrats, that's what we are now. We're red baiters and we're Russia haters. That's what we are. What a great party, huh? And you stand for nothing on top of it. You stand for nothing. It's only the progressive wing, independent wing of the party that at least stands up for issues and cares about issues. Good. I mean, that's a start, right? But then you've got all this corruption. Apparently the corporate media didn't like the question or the answer. What Tulsi should have said is, oh no, I would never leave the Democratic Party. This party is the embodiment of the American dream, and it's what's great about our country. And this is the party of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and all of these great Democrats who currently serve. And I am so fortunate to be in the Democratic Party. Why do you think people are asking her this question? Because they see the corruption that happened in Iowa, the corruption that will follow in New Hampshire. I'm not predicting anything for sure, but would it be shocking? Again, I want to make another prediction here. I do believe that Mayor Pete will win the New Hampshire primary. It will be a very close race. They will count all the votes. The votes will get counted quicker, and Mayor Pete will be the winner. And he'll take more delegates out of New Hampshire. And then it'll be on to these states that are more centrist leaning and don't have an influx of Republicans or independents. They'll be closed primary states. And guess what? That ain't going to help Bernie. Bernie gets independent votes. Same with Tulsi. Tulsi gets independents and Republicans and libertarians, all right? So the question Donna asks here is, why does the establishment fear third party so much? Because it's going to break up their good time. Because they're both in bed. They're both doing... I mean, a third party would not be accountable to any of the stupid donor class. They wouldn't know what to do with a third party. And that's why they get really scared when people start thinking on their own. And my friend Jess here, she nails it because it would end them. They really don't have to worry, though. Everyone has been gaslighted into voting blue no matter who. Jess with the truth bomb. Way to go. I spoke to Jess for, I think, like an hour on the phone last week. Just dyed in the wool, loves Tulsi, but expressed to me enormous frustration with this and is starting to just wonder out loud, why am I doing this? I got burned before. She was with Bernie in 2016. People were crying because Bernie said, okay, I'm going to support Hillary. Imagine if Bernie at some point has to say, you know what? Mayor Pete, he's got the best chance of beating Trump. We got to unite behind Pete. I'm going to go ahead and campaign. I'm going to do campaign rallies for... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. At that point, folks, I'm sorry, if you're not running to the Green Party or running somewhere else, I mean, we got to pray maybe Jesse Ventura will jump in and again, run in the Green Party. At that point, again, you beg, plead, cajole, instant message Tulsi and say, hey, Tulsi, I think we can get you on the ballot in a few states as an independent. Let's do it. Let's do it. And all for all the people that are going to say, oh, it doesn't have a chance. Third parties never win. Yada yada. Guess what? That can change with ranked choice voting. There are things that we can do to change the system. 2016 didn't do it, apparently. We all just felt, oh, Bernie's back in. Bernie declared, oh, let's run the same movie and watch it in slow motion this time. Folks, how can you be confident after what happened in Iowa? How can you be confident that this, and by the way, it's not the Russians that are hacking, it's the Democrats that are hacking. The Democrats are hacking their own primary. Great. Super. So I love this little exchange here. Tulsi Gabbard does kind of make it okay to say, hey, what if there's a third party? What if us veterans here want you to run in a third party? Now, that's not what was said, but Tulsi says, yeah, by all means, because she knows look, people are showing up at her rallies that aren't Democrats. They're not hardcore Democrats. If they're a Democrat, they're a different kind of Democrat. There are probably a ton of libertarians. I'm thinking Tulsi would probably work either in the Green or, yes, the Libertarian Party. And I'm a little bit leaning now toward the fact that she never talks about the Green Party. All right, and I've said this before in a couple of videos. For some reason, I think she'd be more comfortable in the Libertarian Party because their anti-war stance, their pro-peace stance, and the fact that they're not as rigidly progressive on economic issues, and that's a nice way of putting it. Some would say that the libertarians are like the Republicans on steroids when it comes to the free market, but I think Tulsi would feel maybe a little more comfortable over there. I mean, if you want to start a movement, that's where you got to start it. You have to start it in, and technically the Libertarian Party is, I believe, the third largest political party in the United States. So they have a little bit of infrastructure. I think they're on the ballot in like 48 states. I think they were last time. Gary Johnson, whether you liked Gary or not, I thought he was a horrible candidate. I've actually met Gary Johnson in person, so I shouldn't say that, but I liked him when I met him. I did not like him when he ran. He didn't know anything about foreign policy. The Aleppo thing will always haunt him. I mean, if you're a libertarian, you should know everything that has to do with our endless wars so you can rebuff and refute and get stats out and talk about specifics. And if you don't know those things, see, Tulsi knows those things. Plus, she's been to Syria on top of it, and she took a boatload of crap for going and supposedly negotiating with or talking to an evil dictator who, by the way, is no more evil than some of the dictators we've installed over the years. So it's a little bit crazy to think that the media has selective concern about something that Tulsi Gabbard did, okay, because it doesn't, neatly fit into their pro-war all the time template. So that's my video. This is awesome. Gives me hope that, who knows? Who knows? I'll be happy. Look, the corporate media spun it to say that Tulsi, good, fine, spin. They just want to be able to say, look, Hillary was right. Who cares about Hillary? Who cares? And nobody's grooming Tulsi. Grooming is what Tulsi does to everybody else, okay? More like a good shakedown or beatdown is what Tulsi does to the corporate establishment. And all I can say is, so what? So what, corporate media? Spin. Go ahead and spin. I'll help you spin, and I'll help promote it. I'll get it launched right off the ground from this YouTube channel. Tulsi Gabbard is okay with third parties. That's what I'm going to title this video. Tulsi Gabbard is good with third parties, and who knows, maybe she'll run in one someday. Maybe she'll run in one in 2020. And who cares about Hillary? Who cares about the establishment? Who cares about all the preemptive I told you so's and see she's working for Putin? Folks, if you're dumb enough to think that Tulsi Gabbard is working for Vladimir Putin, if you're that dumb, then you need more help. You need to go see somebody who can treat you for the Trump derangement syndrome and all the other symptoms that you have. The fact that you don't really care about issues, you just want to change who's in the Oval Office, thinking that your life will be so much better because a corporate neoliberal Democrat is in control, propping up the war machine, and nobody's going to care about the war machine anymore because you got the elitist, neoliberal, Michael Bloomberg type person, Pete Buttigieg person. And by the way, again, my prediction is Mayor Pete's going to win New Hampshire. That's my prediction. We'll see if I'm right. I hope I'm wrong, but that's my prediction. And I'm not rooting that Pete wins. I hope Bernie wins. But if Pete wins, folks, it's a brand new ball game. It's a whole new ball game. And what you're going to see is more momentum, more media, and more money coming his way. And by the way, Pete's the guy who looked right into the camera when asked the question, will you stop taking money from, these big corporate donors? And Pete just said, nope. So there you go. That's all you need to know. Big corporations win. Regular people who are trying to make ends meet and survive from week to week, they're going to lose again. And they have been losing now for a couple of generations. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if I'm a bit more pessimistic or I've kind of moved to a different subject or I'm just saying, I don't know how you win this. I don't know how you win it. If you can explain to me how you win it, if you've got an idea that I have not thought of, I would start your own video channel and I would start spotting those ideas today because we need them now. We didn't need them, I know we needed them like in 2016 actually, but nobody realized it until now. And so now we're back where we started yet again. And a year ago, I was preaching and yelling and telling people this isn't going to work. And guess what? It's not working. All right, I'm done. Talk to you soon.